Welcome. In this video, we're going to count something that I think is rather tricky to count without the tool of recurrence relations. So A sub n is going to be the number of words of length n containing only the digits 0, 1, 2, or 3, and we're only going to build words that have an even number of 2's. So I chose to use the word words here instead of numbers because we're going to allow ourselves to count like the number 0 and the number 0, 0 as something different. So those will be the words. We'll start by calculating a few examples, trying to understand what's going on, and then we'll find a recurrence relation and solve it. Okay, so if we look at our table below, we're going to start with all the words of length 1. We're allowed to use a 0, a 1, a 2, or 3. But when we build our word, it must have an even number of 2's. Now let's remember that 0 is an even number. So this first one has 0 2's, so that counts. 2 itself would have 1, 2, so we don't count that one. 1 has 0 2's, we count it. 3 has 0 2's, and we count it. So A sub 1 is 3. Okay, let's move on to words of length 2. So notice that all of these words here either have 0 2's, which is an even number, or 2 2's, which is also an even number. You've got some cases here above that don't start with a 2, and then you've got a case here below that has 2 2's. So in total there's 10 of those. So now already when we get to stage 3 here, words of length 3, it already gets to be a bit of a mess to count. So instead of counting directly, let's try to think recursively to help us in this counting process. So thinking recursively involves using what we had before to help us count all of these down here. Maybe let's back up one stage further. Let's think about how could we count all of these ones using 0, 1, and 3. Well, one way to think about this is that our word either starts with a 0, 1, 2, or 3, and if it starts with a 0, a 1, or a 3, then what we could do is just look back to all of the cases from before. If we take all of these cases and we just shove another 0 in front, or if we shove another 1 in front, or if we shove another 3 in front, we don't change the total amount of 2's. So if it was even beforehand, if we don't change the number of 2's, it's still even below. So the other possibility is that we could start our word off with a 2. You can either start your word with a 0, 1, or a 3. And the final thing that we still need to discuss is what if we start our word with a 2. So what you could do in this case is look back to the previous counting as well and think of all of the words that you did not count. So we did not count a 2. So we'll collect that below. So let's use that same system to help us count words of length 3. So our word can either start with a 0, 1, 2, or 3. Focusing in on the starting with a 0, 1, or 3, we can look back to the previous case and say, okay, all of these ones here in this green box that I'm making, if we shove a 0 in front, we count another possibility that has an even amount of 2's. The same thing with a 1, and the same thing with a 3. Now, what if our word starts with a 2? Well, we could look back to the previous case and think of all the words that we didn't count. We didn't count 2, 0, we didn't count 2, 1, we didn't count 2, 3, 0, 2, 1, 2, or 3, 2. These are all the possibilities that have an odd number of 2's. So if we take all of those and we pull them down here, write them again by placing a 2 in front, we get a grand total of an even amount. So the green boxes each make 10 in total, and the red box makes 6 more, giving us a grand total of 36. Let's try to generalize this idea and write down a recurrence relation. So there's 2 cases. Case 1, our word starts with a 0, 1, or 3. Okay, so in this case, let's think of all the different ways that we could possibly finish off this word. So in this box, let's say, we'll picture a possible way of finishing off that word, and the same with this next word, and the same with the word after. And we'll suppose that we're dealing with words of length n here, because we'll try to get a formula for a sub n. And what we'd like to do is place an even number of 2's inside all of these boxes that are here. Okay, so how many different ways are there to do that? Well, we're letting a sub n count the number of words in total with an even number of 2's. So in each of those green boxes, there would be a sub n-1 words. So our total for case 1 would be 3 times a sub n-1 words. Okay, let's move along to case 2. What if our word starts with a 2? So in this case, we need to think about all of the different ways of finishing off our word when it starts with a 2 and making sure we have a grand total of an even number of 2's. This time what we want to put in the box is an odd number of 2's. If we do that, the odd number of 2's will add 1 2 to the end to make a grand total of an even number of 2's altogether within our word. Now, what we don't have directly is a formula for the odd number of 2's. And again, let's consider our length of word here of length n. So what we'd like to do is find a formula for how many words have an odd number of 2's of length n-1. Okay, and let's remember that a sub n-1 represents the words that have an even number of 2's. So what we could do is take all words and take away the even words with an even number of 2's to count what we're trying to count here. So all words of length n-1. So length n-1. Now, how do we write down a number that represents all the words? Well, in this process, remember we're only allowed to pick either a 0, 1, 2, or 3. There was only 4 choices for the digits. So every time we pick a digit, we have 4 choices, and we get to pick n-1 times. So 4 times 4 times 4, n-1 represents all the possible words. So this gives us the formula that we're looking for. And we're all ready to put our recurrence relation together. So a sub n is equal to adding together the result we got from case 1 and case 2. So in case 1, we got 3a sub n-1. And in case 2, we got the number right from above here, 4 to the power n-1 minus a sub n-1. So let's remind ourselves, let's write down that these numbers came from case 1 and case 2. So let's simplify our expression a little bit. We can rewrite this as 2a sub n minus 1 plus 4 to the power of n minus 1. Now, as we're going through and trying to solve this particular recurrence relation, I'm noticing that, well, what we're going to do is continually multiply stuff by 2. We're going to take everything we had before and multiply by 2, and then add on a power of 4. I think that it would be more appropriate or a little bit easier on ourselves if instead of adding on a power of 4, we thought of 4 as 2 to the power 2, so that we would be multiplying by 2 and adding on a power of 2 instead. So I'm going to write 2 to the power 2n minus 2. So this will be my form of my recurrence relation that I'm ready to present. And let's remember a sub 1, that value was 3. So this is my recurrence relation. Okay, now we are ready to solve our recurrence relation. So solving by iteration, we write down a sub 2. We take everything that we had in the previous term and we multiply by 2. So it would be 2 times 3. And then we add on 2 to the power of 2. So the next term, a sub 3, we take everything that we had and we write down it all multiplied by 2. So 2 to the power 2 times 3 plus 2 to the power of 3. And then adding on a power of 2, we have 2 to the power 4. Okay, let's do one more, or at least until we notice the pattern. So a sub 4, we would write down everything we had before multiplied by 2, so 2 to the power 3 times 3 plus 2 to the power 4 plus 2 to the power 5 plus 2 to the power of 6. So we can see our pattern here is a geometric series with powers of 2, at least parts of it is. So going on and on and on, eventually we get to a sub n. At that stage, we would write down 2 to the power of n minus 1. So why is it n minus 1? Well, when it was 4, that power was 3. When it was 3, that power was 2. So when it's n, that power is n minus 1. And multiplied by 3 plus 2 to the power of n, right? These powers go up, and they go up all the way up to which power? Well, this one right here. That's the final power of 2 that we add on at the very end. 2n minus 2. So 2n minus 2. Okay, so from here, we can use the fact that this is kind of close to our geometric series formula. I guess the geometric series formula that we used in the previous video, it did start from 2 to the power 0. And this one starts from 2 to the power of n. So how about we factor out a 2 to the power of n so that we can use that formula and then find a nice closed form. So there's this 2 to the power n minus 1 times 3. This is kind of like the ugly duckling term. The rest of them don't have multiplied by 3. So we can treat those all nice and consistently by factoring out a 2 to the power n. So within the brackets, we would get a 2 to the power 0 plus ... all the way up to a 2 to the power of n minus 2. And now we can write a nice closed form. Okay, so we'll carry our ugly duckling term from above and multiply 2n by 2n minus 1 all over 2 minus 1. Now I guess the 2 minus 1, that just goes away because it's like dividing by 1. So maybe we'll write one more step to clean this up. We have 2 to the power 2n minus 1 times 3 plus 2n multiplied by 2n minus 1 minus 1. And this gives us a formula that can directly calculate the number of words that have an even number of 2's. Now, what I would like you to try on your own is to take this idea and apply it to what if we have to count the number of words that have an odd number of 2's. Now, if you go ahead and do that, you should get some formula. If you take that formula and you add it to the formula that we just got here, you should get a grand total of all the words. And all the words of length n, of course, should be 4 to the power n. So give that a try. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.